Most of the people love a good crispy crunchy chicken, and it's certainly one of those foods which you crave and then end up feeling guilty. Now without any guilt, I'm sharing a recipe on how to make king oyster mushroom fried chicken. Disclaimer, there is no chicken involved in this recipe, it's purely an oyster mushroom recipe. So let's get started on oyster mushroom fried chicken, or the vegan version for this king oyster mushroom fried chicken. And hey, welcome to Alchemy. There are various kinds of oyster mushrooms ranging from yellow to pink in color. Now these oyster mushrooms get their name from their oyster-shaped cap and because it's short. Now the ones I've seen in the stores are the king oyster mushrooms. There were two types. One had a long meaty stem and the other was the mini king oyster mushroom. So for this fried oyster mushroom recipe, I'm going to use two king oyster mushrooms and we're going to cut them into strips. How to make fried oyster mushroom, the vegan version, in 3 steps. First, let's prepare the wet batter. To make the vegan buttermilk, I took a cup of soy milk and juice of half lemon and mixed them for a couple of minutes, and you should have the vegan buttermilk then. To this, I add 1.5 tablespoon of powdered flax seeds, now which is gonna play the role of egg as a binder here. Then we're gonna add in a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now you can replace the ginger garlic paste with a dry version, but use just a pinch since dry powders are concentrated. Now I forgot to capture when I added the salt, so just add enough for taste. Just look at how thick that batter turned out. Now all that is because of buttermilk and flax seeds. Step 2. Let's prepare the dry ingredients or the dredge. Now shall we? I took about 200 grams of plain flour and added chili powder, or you can also use paprika. Now go easy on the amount used here. I really like the fried oyster mushrooms to be spicy, so I used quite a bit of chili and black pepper, so you can understand how how hot it is. I then added oregano, mushroom powder and thyme. Now you can replace mushroom powder with a vegan soup cube here and then mix this all up. Our production line is ready. We have the wet batter and the dredge. And as I always say, always use one hand to dip the mushroom into the wet batter and then onto the dredge. I'm just telling this out of experience. You really don't want to use both your hands. Trust me, you will end up with breaded fingers. And what do you think right now? Now, does this look like a breaded chicken? Now, I'm leaving it to you to judge the outcome of this recipe. Whatever it is, just honest comments. Just type them down. Write down. Step 3. Heat up the pan and pour in some oil. Now getting that oil to a nice optimum temperature is really important to get that crispy outer layer. I don't have a thermometer to assess the heat. Now if it gets too hot to keep your hand up when you place it like that, then you just have reached that ideal temperature. Drop in those king oyster mushroom at this time to get our oyster mushroom fried chicken aka vegan KFC. Leave them untouched at least for 3 minutes and keep them frying until you see a nice dark golden brown color. If you've been enjoying this video so far, I would love it if you hit that like button. It makes me really happy, and subscribe, especially if this is the kind of content that you like and would love to see on YouTube. This King Oyster Mushroom fried chicken is a perfect vegan starter that you can cook up very fast at home with any of the spice blend that you have. You can easily trick someone into believing that these are chicken. I mean, look at it. It just looks like warm chicken nuggets. Now, these would be eaten hot as it tastes way better when it's warm. Dip into the sour cream or ketchup or mayo or ranch dressing or anything that you like. Now, if this video was totally worth your time, then check how I made vegan sour cream or a vegan squid recipe. And until next time, see you later.